The story begins in the quaint town of Black Hollow, where a mysterious antique shop, Evelyn's Curiosities, suddenly appears on the outskirts of town. The shop is filled with eerily lifelike dolls, each with a haunting expression. Clara, a young woman new to the town, is drawn to the shop and purchases a doll named Annabelle. Clara takes Annabelle home, but strange things begin to happen. The doll's eyes seem to follow her, and she hears faint whispers at night. Clara dismisses it as her imagination, but the whispers grow louder. One night, Clara wakes to find Annabelle sitting at the foot of her bed, though she had left it on the shelf. The whispers are now clear. "Help us." Terrified, Clara locks the doll in a closet, but the whispers continue. The next morning, Clara learns that her neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, has gone missing. The town is abuzz with rumors, but Clara notices something strange. Mrs. Thompson's favorite doll, which she always carried, is now in the antique shop's window. Clara returns to the shop and finds a hidden journal belonging to Evelyn, the doll maker. The journal reveals that Evelyn was a witch who trapped the souls of the town's residents and dolls to grant herself immortality. The last entry reads, "The curse must be fed." As Clara reads the journal, she feels the dolls in the shop watching her. Their glassy eyes seem to glow, and their expressions shift from innocent to menacing. She flees the shop, but the feeling of being watched lingers. Clara discovers a hidden door in the shop leading to a workshop. Inside, she finds unfinished dolls, tools, and a large blood-stained table. She also finds a doll that looks exactly like Mrs. Thompson, its eyes filled with terror. The Mrs. Thompson doll suddenly speaks, begging Clara to free her. She explains that Evelyn's curse binds the souls of the missing to the dolls, and only by destroying the dolls can the souls be released. Clara learns from the journal that the ritual requires a sacrifice every full moon to sustain the curse. Clara realizes the next full moon is only days away. Clara attempts to destroy the Mrs. Thompson doll, but it fights back, scratching her with its tiny hands. She finally smashes it with a hammer, and a faint wisp of light escapes. Mrs. Thompson's soul is free, but the other dolls begin to stir. Clara confronts the townsfolk, who reveal they've known about the curse for generations. They've been complicit, sacrificing outsiders to keep the curse at bay. Clara is horrified but determined to end the curse. As the full moon approaches, the dolls in the shop come to life, their movements jerky but deliberate. They begin to hunt Clara, their tiny footsteps echoing through the streets. Clara rallies a few brave townsfolk to help her destroy the dolls. They storm the shop, but the dolls fight back, their porcelain faces twisted in rage. The group is overwhelmed, and several are captured, their souls trapped in new dolls. The Annabelle doll confronts Clara, warning her that Evelyn's spirit is returning to complete the ritual. Clara realizes she must destroy Evelyn's original doll, the source of the curse, before the full moon rises. Clara devises a plan to lure the dolls into the workshop and set it on fire. She uses herself as bait, leading the dolls into the trap. The townsfolk seal the doors, trapping the dolls inside. As the fire rages, Evelyn's spirit appears, her porcelain face cracked and sinister. She tries to stop Clara, but Clara smashes Evelyn's original doll, weakening her. Evelyn's spirit lashes out, and Clara is gravely injured. With her last strength, Clara throws the doll into the fire, destroying it. Evelyn's spirit screams as she is consumed by the flames. The shop collapses in the fire, and the dolls are reduced to ash. The souls of the missing are released, their whispers fading into the night. Clara is pulled from the wreckage by the townsfolk. Clara recovers, but she finds one doll untouched by the fire, Annabelle. The doll's eyes glow faintly, and Clara hears a whisper. The curse lives on. Clara destroys Annabelle, but as she does, she feels a cold presence behind her. She turns to see a new doll, its face eerily familiar. The curse is not broken, it has simply found a new vessel. The curse of the doll maker continues to haunt the town, waiting for its next victim.